Guys, the deals on Sospiro fragrances are so over the top amazing. I'm going to tell you all about these fragrances now because there's some amazing deals happening for a lot of Sospiro fragrances. And some of my favorite fragrances from the house are discounted more than 50% off. And you're going to want to take advantage of these fragrances because they're really great fragrances, also super potent fragrances. And some of the fragrances that I've been talking about quite a bit on the channel, and I enjoy them. So I've written down all of the discounts for the fragrances, and there's quite a few fragrances here. So this video might be longer than normal for these deals kind of videos, but I'm going to go over all of the fragrances that I have here that I found online at outrageous prices, like more than 50% off for Sospiro. These are, like I said, some of the best fragrances, highly discounted. So for example, Vibrato is one of the fragrances that's super discounted right now. These fragrances sell around $315. This is 100 ml for $140 right now. Such a price, such an amazing price. And if you don't know it, it's been recently featured in our ScentClub kit as well. So if you got the kit and you were looking for a bottle, it's in our kit number 16. So we still have these kits. You can check it out with a few additional fragrances. But in case you bought the kit already and you're looking for a bottle of Vibrato, it's $140 for 100 ml. So what does it smell like? I think it's a bit more of a potent take on something like Tigar. It's super zingy, spicy, fruity. I would say fruity in the citrus form, not necessarily like fruits. But there's a fruity effect happening. There's amber, there's aromatic touches, floral, woody, citrusy, earthy, super sexy, really awesome. That is a great release, a great scent, and highly discounted, as I said, $140 for 100 ml. Super awesome price. But this is one that I spoke quite a bit about. This was my favorite fragrance from Sospiro, the one that launched around the time I did a video overview with a lot of the fragrances. If you haven't watched that video, you can go watch that. But this is Dolce Melodia. Compliment getter to the max, this one. This is currently $175 for 100 ml. So it's not as discounted as a Vibrato, but totally worth it for $175. Niche fragrance, amazing fragrance that actually is under $200. You've got to get a bottle of this if you haven't. This is also a fragrance we featured in our kit. We featured this in our kit almost 2 years ago, exactly, actually. It was late 2023. And what is this all about? It's fruity, it's sweet, it's ambery, it's creamy, it's floral. It's super potent and garners compliments. It's an awesome scent, really. So a lot of folks think this might lean a bit feminine. I guess I could see that, but I think it's quite unisex. It's a unisex offering, slightly leaning feminine, whereas Vibrato is a unisex offering, slightly leaning masculine. Both of them are great, but for me, between the two, I think Dolce Melodia is super potent. It's got a great trail, super sillage, long-lasting, perfect fragrance to get attention from somebody that you are trying to attract. It'll definitely draw people in. So that is $175 for 100 ml. Super worth it for that price. Both of those fragrances are. And the way I'm doing this video, I'm doing it not ranked, but my favorites at the top. And I started out with Vibrato because we are featuring it in a kit recently. And you might have heard about it recently. But between those two, my favorite is Dolce Melodia. Absolutely love it. And I also really enjoy Vibrato. But the next one I'm going to talk to you about is Il Padrino. I think this is the latest offering from the house. I don't know this one as much, so I'm going to give you my thoughts here. This is currently, price it says is 100 ml for $180. And there's also a tester for $144. So this is fairly new. It's sweet, fruity, boozy. I think there's gourmand touches here. It's quite spicy. Why am I getting like fizzy, like effervescence, like a Coca-Cola-esque touch? I'm not too familiar with it as much, but I'm giving you my thoughts from smelling it. It is quite boozy, it's woody, it's spicy, there's effervescence there, so giving me a bit of a you know, fizzy Coca-Cola type touch. But there's gourmand touches. It's sweet, spicy, as I said. Not my favorite of the previous two, but I think it's up there. Definitely up there. I enjoy this one. I need to wear it a bit more. I think it also has a little bit of an ambery touch as well with this one. So that's Il Padrino. And then we've got Maraschino. Oh, wait. No, we don't. That is coming after this one. This is, whoops. That's not, this is Dolce Sonata. So what I did was two of my most favorites first and then the new one. And then Dolce Sonata was recently featured in a video over this weekend. It's also a really great one. It's not, I like Dolce Melodia more, but Dolce Sonata is up there as well. It's got great trail. Amazing, amazing trail with this one. It does remind me of Fenty by Fenty, as I keep mentioning. I don't know why it reminds me of it. Fenty by Fenty has blueberries. This kind of has a blueberry kind of a smell. But I think some people are bothered by this because it has that smoky, leathery interruption. I guess a segue. Like when you're wearing it, it starts off fruity, bright, happy. Then it gets dark and smoky and leathery. And then it all like develops together to become this kind of a bit more of an edgy, gourmand, fruity fragrance. But amazing trail, really lovely sillage, and it shines in the heat too. Really, really does. And it's also super potent and beefy. So I would rank that probably number 3. Right now, that's what I'm feeling. Dolce Melodia number 1, Vibrato number 2, Dolce Sonata number 3. Check it out if you don't know it. We've got Maraschino next. So, oh, I didn't tell you the price of Dolce Sonata. 100 ml, 170. And I mentioned the prices of the Il Padrino, 180 for 100 ml, like full retail. Not full retail, but full presentation. But 144 for the tester. So there are testers of that one available. And then Maraschino is 100 ml for 153. This is Sospiro's cherry fragrance. This gives me a tart cherry, boozy kind of an experience, gourmand, but it's super fruity. There's a zesty, zingy quality about it. So it's almost like a cherry, like a tart cherry liqueur that's not too sweet. It's more tart. It's sweet, but it's got more of a tartness about it, which I quite like. I like tart things quite a bit. And for a cherry fragrance, it's quite delicious, I should say. But I'm not the biggest fan of cherry. There are a few cherry fragrances out there that I really enjoy. And I need to do another ranking video for cherry fragrances. Let me know if you guys are up for it. Maybe a deep dive on cherry fragrances since there's so many out there. But I would say this is, right now, in the mix, I would say Dolce Melodia, Vibrato, Dolce Sonata, Maraschino, Il Padrino. That's the ranking. So I'm giving you the ranking pretty early here. So that's Maraschino, currently 153 for 100 ml. But yeah, this is like, it's 315 for like suggested retail. So that's 153. That's more than 50% off. And of course, Vibrato is also 315. So it's 140 right now. So way more than 50% off. So these are probably going to sell out, especially with the holidays. Black Friday around the corner. Take advantage of these right away. I don't know how long these will last. So the next one, and the rest of the fragrances are fragrances that I have sampled, I've enjoyed and not loved. And so I won't be able to give you all the details on them, but I'm going to tell you about them. The next one is CONTRALTO, 100 ml for 149. Let's see what I'm smelling with this one. Fruity. Am I reminded a little bit of... Yeah, I'm reminded of Bal d'Afrique a little bit here. So it's woody, creamy, spicy, aromatic, and fruity. Yeah, it's developing into reminding me a lot of Bal d'Afrique, CONTRALTO. So 100 ml for 149, good price. Even cheaper than Bal d'Afrique, and probably lasts longer than Bal d'Afrique as well. So the next one is BASSO, 100 ml for 164. Great price once again. These are like under 200 for ultra niche fragrances. So mass market luxury niche, I should say, not ultra niche, but what I'm trying to say is like definitely not like mass market designer fragrances. So 100 ml for 164 for BASSO. This, I believe it's kind of woody and fresh and citrusy. Yeah. Peppery, spicy as well. Kind of aromatic. There's a zing and a zest about it. Oh. I think this eventually settles to something earthy, ambery into dry down. But it's quite zesty, fresh, peppery. What is this reminding me of? There's a familiar smell here that I'm forgetting. So that is BASSO. And unfortunately, my bottle of Liberto is a bit messed up. There's Liberto. Liberto is currently, it's weird pricing here. 100 ml for $139 for full presentation. The tester without the box is $137. So $2 less, you get no box. But be warned, testers, I would be warned about ordering testers of Sospiro because that stuff, the stuff can come off. And the way they ship testers are in these bubble wrap kind of bags, and I've bought before, so they're kind of messed up or broken or cracked or something. So I would be I would be careful about ordering testers. But as far as Liberto goes, I think it's quite floral. It's fresh. It's ambery. It's woody. A bit candied as well. It smells like a fruit for sure. Like candied fruit, but fresh and citrusy. Oh, that's kind of fun, actually. Not as exciting as my ranking as I showed you earlier, but it's kind of fun. And I think also at the 6th place is Contralto. I really do enjoy Contralto, by the way. So I've already given you the ranking. And so that is number 6, Contralto. And we just spoke about Liberto. Now we've got Cavatina, which is currently selling for $131. And this is a 75 ml bottle, so the sizes are different, as you can see. So I don't know why they did this collection. I think there was 5 in this collection. I didn't get this collection personally. I'm not talking about having them. I'm talking about why they did them in 75 ml versus the other bottles. And I also prefer these bottles more than the ones that I've been showing you because that cloth material that they put on them, I don't care for as much. So here we have Cavatina. It's sweet, powdery, fruity, and floral. A bit musky, and it's developing into something woody amber. But this one kind of seems a bit young and playful. Very candied. Like fruit candy is what I get quite a bit. So that is Cavatina from Sospiro, $131 currently for 75 ml. And there's more fragrances in the stores that I'm going to be linking to. So search around if I'm not going to be talking about one of your favorite fragrances. But Bel Canto is $139 for 100 ml. Really great price once again. This is really, really awesome prices for these fragrances. I'm shocked how good these prices are. They're going to make great gifts for a perfume lover, totally. And again, my numbering is accurate. Dolce Melodia is still a favorite of mine. So this next one is Bel Canto. Here we get to some fragrances that I'm not too into as much. There's a dark smokiness about it, even though it comes in this major bright colored bottle. This is, I mean, it's not super dark. There's a sweetness about it, but it's almost covered up with this darkness. Like the darkness is like ruling, but once you get inside, it's something a bit more bright, if that makes sense. So it's powdery, it's woody. There's some citruses that I'm getting. There's a creaminess about it as well. Yeah, I think this one, there's something there that gives me the impression of something a lot darker. As I was saying, like it's covered up in darkness. You just have to get past it to get to this like heaven, like place that's very bright, but you have to go through hell kind of. And I'm not saying this is super dark like hell or something. It's just giving me that kind of a experience. There's a darkness, like a dark veil, but beyond it, it's you know, brighter and much more you know, inviting, if that makes sense. So that's Bel Canto, 100 ml for 139. Then we've got ERBA Oud, 100 ml for 153. So as I was saying, I'm not as familiar with these fragrances as much as the first bunch, because if you know my channel, I don't speak about these ones as much. But I just want to highlight them for you guys, unless in case you like the sound of them. Ooh, this is a pretty dirty, poopy oud. So it's fruity. I'm getting fruits. It's sweet, but man, the poopy oud just punches you in your face. Woo! Whoa. Yeah, that's not one of my favorite fragrances. Erba Oud, wow. I say stay away from that one unless you like poopy ouds. So we've got Prima Donna. But wait, before I get to Prima Donna, Erba Oud, as I said, is 100 ml for 153. So Prima Donna, on the other hand, is another sweet, fruity, ambery, floral kind of a thing. They do quite a bit of them here. Again, Dolce Melodia is top for me. I absolutely love Dolce Melodia. It was enough of a love to feature in a ScentClub kit, obviously. And Vibrato as well. This one, on the other hand, definitely has a little bit of a leathery experience. Resins or leather, something ambery. It has a kind of a Middle Eastern edge to it. But for a name like Prima Donna, I like this one a lot more than I like the Erba Oud. Whoa. Whew. That is pretty funky. So Prima Donna, sweet, woody, fruity, amber. So that's Prima Donna. That is 100 ml for 152. And then we've got Afghano Puro. Another one that I'm not too familiar with. It's 100 ml for 162 with this one. This one, I don't know if they're emulating or trying to replicate something like Black Afghano. Kind of. Yeah. In fact, I kind of like this a little bit more. This one's a bit sweeter and brighter than Black Afghano. Also, I mean, even for the fact that Nasomatto fragrances are super potent, I don't experience those fragrances to be as loud as the Sospiro fragrances. The way the Sospiro fragrances are made are super intense and with major projection and sillage. I don't get that experience with a lot of the Nasomatto fragrances, but I kind of like this. I also like that purple bottle as well. So Afghano Puro. So I think the inspiration is there. It's probably Black Afghano. It's acting like it, but there's something brighter and sweeter surrounding that kind of dark experience that Black Afghano has. So that is Afghano Puro. Then we've got Opera Grande. And that is currently 100 ml for 160. Let me know if you know the brand. Let me know if you've discovered the brand through my ScentClub kits. And one of the fragrances that I'm not too much of a fan of, that you are a fan of, in case that is the case here, let me know what it is. So Opera Grande has very vintage vibes to me. It's quite elegant. It's got this sweetness, but it's not candy sweet. It's more amber sweet. And why am I getting violets from it? It's almost like, even though Opera Grande is not this color, I'm getting this color from Opera Grande for some strange reason. Actually, Opera Grande is good. I like the vintage vibes from it. It's floral for sure. Oh, I like that a lot. Opera Grande. So Opera Grande, as I said, is $160 for 100 ml. And then we've got two more fragrances left. We've got Erba Leather. I don't have Erba Pura or whatever. I think Sospiro and Xerjoff both share that fragrance. If you guys didn't know, Sospiro and Xerjoff were one company or one brand, and they've separated. I think Xerjoff was started by folks that were in a company, and they separated, and some took over Sospiro, and Xerjoff was left with some of the founders. Erba Leather is fruity and leathery. Sweet, woody, not super exciting. Wearable. But I would grab the ones that I really enjoy before I grab that one. But you might like this one more than I do. So that's Erba Leather, 100 ml for $167. And then finally, it's Pasticcio, $144 for 100 ml. This is kind of a creamy floral, green and powdery. Very aromatic. There's herbs in here for sure. It almost smells like a south of France herb market. Herbes de Provence. But it's spicy, powdery, ambery, some sweetness. I kind of like that one as well. So I would add ranking. Before I do that though, so Pasticcio is 100 ml for $144, and all of the fragrances are tagged within YouTube. So if they come up, the products should appear as I'm talking about them. But with the full ranking, let's do it over again. Dolce Melodia at number 1, hands down the best fragrance from this house, at least to me. Vibrato number 2, it's featured in our latest ScentClub kit, as I said. Dolce Sonata number 3, great fruity, leathery, smoky thing. Il Padrino, I like it. I'm now getting used to it. It's boozy, fizzy like Coca-Cola. Maraschino number 5, it's a great boozy tart cherry fragrance. Contralto is at number 6, and this one reminded me a little bit of Bal d'Afrique. I guess I would add Liberto there as well, even though my bottle is messed up, as you can see. This is pretty bad. This is fruity and fun. And then the other ones I'm going to throw in here are Opera Grande and Pasticcio as well. I like those two as well. But yeah, guys, these are really highly discounted. Take advantage of these promotions. They're going to make great gifts, and they come in beautiful boxes, except, you know, the Cavatina in the, you know, the smaller bottles, the boxes are smaller. And even though the boxes for the original collection are big, I don't think they're as huge and humongous as some of the other brands' presentations. So they're big, but they're not over the top big. But take advantage of these fragrances now. Make sure you check into the top 6, 7, and 8. The other ones you might like, you might not. I don't know. But if you like my taste, you're going to like the fragrances that I've recommended at the top. But get in on these deals before they run out, as I said. And I'll be back with more videos very soon. See you guys later. Bye-bye.